Everyone just put the phone to the side. Sorry for the delay. We were waiting on Johnny Hicks, but he's stuck on a bus somewhere. So old habits though, young and Irish boxing not come. So we'll start now anyway. Obviously, we just want to thank you all for the day. It's always great to every press conference. More people are out and about supporting Irish boxing in the stadium. Without the fans, these fights obviously aren't possible. Without the backing of big sponsors, the TV, the fans, people come to the press conference and everything like that, that make these tick, that make it work. And obviously allow us to put these fights on. Andy's going to run through an introduction with all people here today. For those who don't know, I'm going to hand over to him.
To the right of myself, we have Darren, former super middleweight Irish title challenger, boxing in Keeler. To the right of Darren, we have Mark Dunlop from MHD Promotions. To the right of Mark Dunlop, we have Conor Slarky from Assassin Promotions. To the left of Jonathan Brien, we have Steve Collins Jr. boxing Paddy for the vacant Irish heavyweight title. To the left of Steve Collins, we have Luke Keeler boxing Darren for the vacant Irish middleweight title. To the left of Luke Keeler, we have Moylette, former European and Irish champion. To the left of Moylette, we have Packie Collins. I'm just going to hand this over to Paddy Jennings to introduce the boxers at the front head there.
To the right hand side here, we've got Craig O'Brien. To the right hand side, Craig Allan Phelan. To the left hand side here, we've got Thomas Finnegan. To the left hand side, Thomas, we've got Victor Rabei. And to the left of Victor Rabei, we've got Stevie O'Rourke.
I'll hand this back over to Jonathan now.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to run through obviously some of the fights we have in mind. We'll just give a little bit about each fighter and offer get themselves and the coach or managers to say a few words. Obviously this is our third show now, and what we tried to do with this was obviously start narrowing it down to obviously the bigger fights and where we could go from here. And it was one of the reasons why we decided to stage 2 Irish title fights. When we sat down at the start of this, and we started talking to people, the view held was that, the likes of Luke and Stevie need to be moved on. There was no point of hanging around fighting 6 rounders and fighting nobodies, because not only would it help them, I wouldn't help them build, it wouldn't do any justice to Irish boxing.com, the paying fans. So we always went out looking for the big fights. And obviously this fight between Luke and Darren was one that we looked to make in November. Unfortunately Darren was away at the time, he had gone overseas trip abroad. So we're fortunate that we're in a position to make this fight now, and as soon as we come up, there was no hesitation on our end or in fairness to Mark and Darren on their end to make this fight happen. It was probably the quickest fight that I'd say was ever made in IrishBoxing.com. As soon as it went out that this fight was a goer, I think it was signed and delivered in about a day and a half. So there's no hesitation. That just shows you how much both fighters want this. Obviously Darren has been screaming for this fight for a long time. People have the view that this is a fight that Luke could have avoided, that he didn't have to take. But fair play to Luke, he's stepping up and he's taking the fight. A lot of people still say, oh sure, there was other fights there for Luke, but that's not the character Luke is. Luke's not one to avoid fights, and he's shown that and taking this. Obviously, I think, and I might be biased in this, but this is going to be one of the best fights that's ever been seen in an Irish ring. It's going to rival some of the best fights, and I think it's going to be one of those fights that puts us back on the map, going somewhere towards bringing bigger fights and big twin boxing back to Dublin. We obviously have Stevie Collins going to fight Paddy for an Irish light heavyweight title. This fight wasn't even on our radar, to be honest with you. Stevie was really good, I thought, against Pablo Souza. Souza had been with former World Title challengers. It was a fight that people can have thought, is this a bit early for Stevie? But in fairness to him, he handled it with ease. I think everyone who's seen Stevie in the night was really impressed. A lot of people didn't see him before. And I think on that point, and this is without throwing bouquets at them, but I think it started to signal of, there's something, there's a new star being born where it's boxing with Stevie. So in Packie, as you mentioned, this fight was, we didn't think twice about it. It was, let's go and look at it. There was obviously concerns, and people were saying, right, Paddy McDonough hasn't boxed in 2 years, this, that, and the other. But everyone knows Paddy, and anyone who's seen Paddy before knows that when he turns up, when he's in good nick, and when the heads together, Paddy's one of the best in the country. And obviously, this is this is a fight from what I'm hearing from Paddy's team, that he's in the shape of his life. And so this is going to be another home thing, and I think everyone's going to be impressed walking out. When we went to make up the undercard, obviously the first names in the undercard was Craig O'Brien and Thomas Finnegan. They're Paddy's two boxers there, so you know, Paddy's hard work, so trying to deal with Paddy, and that was a bit of a nightmare. But we had the two boys on. Craig's in a 6th rounder, a keep busy fight for Craig. Craig's going to challenge them for a title on the 16th September in Belfast against Gerard Healy. So the plan is obviously just keep Craig busy, get him another 6th round in the bank, and then we'll bring two bus stalls to Belfast when he smashes Gerard Healy up and comes back then to Phelan in October. Thomas Finnegan made his debut in February, with what was it, 5 weeks, how was it? 5 weeks, and that's it. Obviously, Thomas has a bit of an amateur background, you know, he's pretty decent. Everyone was saying, you know, what he's going to do with Thomas. So our attitude at the time, and rightly or wrongly, you know, it's arguable, was to throw him into the deep end. And I don't think he got much deeper than Mustasa. You know, he's about, I don't know, naturally he's a bigger. Naturally, he's a lot bigger than Thomas. He's tough. You could really throw cylinder blocks at that fella and he'd stand and smile at you. So, in fairness to Thomas, he dug deep and he came out and he done the business. Obviously, then Allan Phelan, we've worked with himself and his team before. You know, we always knew that when Allan got the run behind him when he done the fight. Here he is. We didn't want to start without you, Johnny. Obviously, we knew what Allan, that when he's kept busy, you know, when he's fit, when he's training, when he has a couple of camps behind him, you know, he's one of the most exciting fighters in the country. He showed that on Saturday. You know, there's all this talk of this Eric Dunlop fight. As I said, give it 8 months. Let Allan get a couple of fights behind him, and I've no hesitation in saying this, he's smashed Eric Dunlop up. So the plan is, let's not rush this. You know, this isn't about building Eric Dunlop, this is about doing right by, by the fighters, and I think it's doing right by Allan. 6 months ago, we were offered a fight against Michael Gomez Jr. for Allan. The game was another suicide mission at the time. Let him get the rounds in, and I think Allan can compete with anyone this day. And then obviously we have Chris Blaney, he's not here today. He's over in the sparring today. Chris Blaney's going to take a step up. His first 6th rounder in the world, doing a 6th rounder against Haskins Gomez. Was a bit stale, but it's another step up for Chris Blaney. Then obviously when we're making up the rest of the undercard, up sprang Victor, who nobody would ever heard of. To be honest with you, the three was kind of scratching their head going, who's this kid? Stephen O'Rourke kept saying, you know, come down and watch this guy. So we went down, and we were impressed with Victor. So we agreed to put him on the show once he's impressed with everything he's done so far. And I think it's safe to say, at this point, everyone in the room knows who Victor is. I think after this fight, you know, everyone will obviously have a change opinion of Victor. They're all going to go, yeah, he's all talk, he's all bloodstock, you know, he's one of these. But I think when they see him on his debut, they're going to be impressed. And obviously I think there's big things ahead for Victor, a couple of big domestic fights. I know Sean's game, Victor in 2 or 3 fights, I think he'll have that. So that wraps up the undercard. What we're going to do is just let, obviously, each boxer give a bit about themselves, what they're looking forward to ahead of this, and then we'll go back to the main title fights after this. So, hand you over to Andy.
I'll just pass it off to Allan Phelan after his impressive performance on the weekend.
Just looking forward to getting in, performing again on the 24th. It was a good, I can't speak, so. Biggest stage for it really is. But no, I just want to say thanks so much for putting me on the show. Really looking forward to getting in and showcasing my talent again on the 24th. And just appreciate the support. Thanks.
There's not much to say. Darren said what he said for me. Obviously, I'm in the gym learning every day. This will be my second fight in 2 years. So, plans to get this out of the way, move forward, go Belfast against Healy, but that's it really over 8 rounds for the title. So.
What show are you fighting Healy on?
Sorry?
What show are you fighting Healy on?
Keeler on Farley's.
Keeler on Farley's.
State management. So, I was actually going away. I wasn't meant to be fighting on this. I think Galway, so we'll fight in this, we'll get Healy for this, and Fairley won't up north as a headliner, I think, and one of his shows, so that's the plan, so we're going to do the 16th of September, but obviously, the Dublin fight was like 10 wins and 19 losses, which is not great, but you can take them for granted, so first to get this fight out of the way, training hard, listen, training hard now in September, and move forward then, so that's the goal.
Best of luck.
Nice show you today, because the new boards there.
Thanks for making the press conference. I mean, I'm just looking forward to getting started. It's my second pro fight, and this year's all about getting a couple of wins under my belt, and then next year I look forward to winning twice. So I'm very thankful for the lads for letting me on the show and looking after me. I'm with Stevie on group now, and training's going very well, training camp's going very well, and that's it really, yeah. So.
Opponent wise, Thomas, have you opponent wise, have you something a little bit more, you know, at the start of a level rather than foot?
Opponent there, yeah. The boys have an opponent going up from yeah. Long names, yeah. Something like that, yeah.
All the best.
Thanks very much. I'll put you on the pickup.
This fella's not sure anyway.
First, I'd like to thank Warner Promotions for having me on their show. Training camp's going great. We're just looking forward to getting the fight on the 24th, and showing everyone what I have. I know at the moment I'm really under the radar, but I promise you come June 24th, you'll all hear me and you'll all know me. So that's it for now. Best of luck.
Sorry, just to say, Victor has been under the radar for around, he's been in the gym for 6 months. This kid hasn't just come into the gym in the last couple of weeks. He's been working very hard for the last 6 months. And I think you're going to see quite an exciting fighter. He's been in camp with Tyrone Nurse, British champion, and he's held his own with Tyrone. So when I agreed to take him on, it's for me one of the most exciting fights I've seen for a long time. Young Thomas Stairs has come up to me. So it's big changes for Thomas, and everything's going well with Thomas. So the gym's going very well. So hopefully I can be part of this emerging pro scene, and hopefully everything goes well. So thanks.
Firstly, just want to thank Red Corner again for putting 5 of my fires in this show. Keep me busy. I think the 2 main events, the title fights, Keeler and Stevie Jr., Darren Cruz, Paddy, they're 2 very exciting fights. You need a good match boxing. You know, you've got exciting fights down the road, but you need grudge matches. And there is a grudge with Luke and Darren, not a personal grudge, but a grudge. They both need to win this fight, and they both come to win. The same with Paddy. Stevie Jr. I spoke to Paddy's coach yesterday, or his manager yesterday, Kaz, and he's not coming. He's not going to break his camp because he believes that he needs a really good, strong, hard camp, which he has got, to beat Stevie Jr. Craig O'Brien. I worked for the first time with Craig on the last Red Corner show, and we actually had a bit of crack in the corner. The guy's mental.
Yeah, it was cracking.
No, but it was I've never experienced before, but it was good crack. But he's actually a great fighter. Over time he's come back to the gym after his last fight. He was a little nervous. He's been out of the ring for a long time. He was in a very, very hard fight. It was actually a hard fight for him, but he passed the flying colours. He's improving. He had a great spar with Keeler today. So did Thomas Finnegan. So it's an exciting time for boxing. Allan Phelan just won Saturday, had a great win. Allan Phelan, myself and his manager, Kevin Crowley, have been talking, and we have a plan for Allan. Allan's had a fair decent amount of fights in the States, but realistically, since he's come home to me, he's really going to start to learn again. So we have a plan for the next 12 months. Eric Donovan's name has been mentioned. Right now, Eric Donovan is a really good fighter, a superior fighter, because he's been a great amateur range of southpaw. So we have no interest in fighting Eric Donovan for the moment. We're just going to move Allan along slowly, and when we feel he's ready to step up, he would step up. And then his homecoming beside me, Ray Moylette, and former world amateur champion too, which I forgot to mention, Jonathan, important. But I'm really excited because I remember Ray fighting in the amateurs, and he'd bring like probably 300-400 people on to support him in the national seniors. So I'm excited to see the gang he brings along from Mayo. So I think I'll hand over to Ray now to say a few words. But thanks again for coming.
Thank you very much, Packie. Thanks to Ray Corner for putting me on the show and thinking of me. John, you forgot about me there in the introduction at the start, but that's alright. Hopefully you don't forget about me when it's time to pay. Thanks, Packie, for the kind words. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to coming back fighting again at home. You know, the National Stadium was home to me for so many years. I was part of the amateur setup. When I finished here, I sort of left a bad taste in my mouth, so I'm hoping to come back and rectify it. And it's the home of Irish boxing, and I want it to be a major part of my own career. So when I think about it, I want to think success stories. So this is the start of it now. I had a busy couple of months to turn pro in February. 4 fights at the moment. This will be number 5. So I'm looking forward to my first 6-rounder and then a nice little break after. But thanks again to Right Corner for the opportunity to fight. My coach Packie, my good friend and colleague Mark Brien down there, and manager Evan, just for putting the whole package together, and hopefully we can a couple of big things for the future. Cheers.
Yeah, just again to thank the lads, John, Jennings, just keeping the momentum going. Without them, we wouldn't have the show. So thanks to the lads. It's the 3rd headline and the toughest fight. People say I didn't have great performances the last 2, but I've stepped up, improved in the gym, and I'm looking for a standout performance now. And I'm confident I will do that, you know. So I'm really happy how things are going, and it's building each time. The lads are building, the crowds are building. So just looking forward to getting in now. I'm ready now. Camp couldn't have went better, and again, I just want to have a standout performance and do well, you know.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this fight. I asked the lads for good fights, and good fighters is what they're giving me. Pablos also was a good step for me. I asked could I step up again. Paddy didn't come looking for me, I asked for him. So I'm putting absolutely everything into this camp. I'm leaving no stone unturned. I've left work, I've moved home to my mother's house. I put everything in my life aside because you're going to see the best of me come June 24th. Irish title is going to be a massive title for me. I only started boxing a few years ago, so for me to turn around and get an Irish title in a short space of time is just massive for me, so I'm leaving no stone unturned at all. I hope Paddy's putting everything into this camp also because I want the best of Paddy McDonough. I know he's going to come to fight. I want him as fittest and at his sharpest because it'd be all the sweeter if I know he's on his best game and I can turn around and get that title at the end of the night. Thank you.
I wouldn't mind actually knowing how I felt about Ray because when we were offered that fight, there was no hesitation. And it's funny, like there's an old colleague of Ray's and a work pal of mine, Kenny Egan. Those who don't know, I work in the Politburo there. So myself and Kenny one day were doing our usual, sitting down the back Dawson, and he normally, and he won't mind me saying this, he's normally not very alert because he doesn't really want to be there. So we were, I don't know what we were doing, but we were paying great attention anyway until I said to him, you know, this Ray and Moylette fella's coming back to fight in Dublin, to fight on our show. And again, Kenny won't be saying it, but it was the only time about saying Kenny actually alert in the meeting because he was like, fuck, no way. We went back to get tickets, so I actually don't know how I feel about Ray.
I hope he bought tickets off you, right?
As Jonathan says, making this fight with Darren and Luke Keeler was probably the easiest day's work we've done in about 11 years. You know, Mark was so easy to deal with. I was talking to Darren last week. he says he's up for this. He's bringing that belt back to Roscommon. There's never been an Irish title in Roscommon, and he says it's coming home with him. He reckons everybody up in Dublin's underestimating him. He's in superb condition. I'm going to pass off with Daddy now.
Thank you. First of all, I'd just like to thank again Andy and Jonathan for putting this on. I can't remember anyway the first time, or I can't remember a time where there was 2 Irish title fights on in Ireland on the one night. Somebody might be able to clear that up, but I don't remember it. So fair play to the lads for that. They're 2 good 50-50 fights. I'm very, very, very confident about this fight. I've trained really, really hard while I was away. I worked very hard on my conditioning and my fitness, and since I've come back, I've worked very hard on my boxing. I don't underestimate Luke in any way, shape or form. Luke is a top fighter, tough fighter, and I know he doesn't underestimate me, and I know Pascal doesn't underestimate me. I hope that everybody comes. The one thing I don't want to do is call the people that pay hard their money to come up and watch me fight. I don't want people to pay 30, 40, 50 euros for tickets and to come up and watch me blow lads out there in 2 or 3 rounds. So for me, on a personal level, I want 50-50 fights. I want fights that fans can come up, enjoy, and go home happy. And I think this fight is exactly that. I've won 4 Irish titles as an amateur, coming up through the ranks. So for me to win an Irish title as a pro would mean the absolute world to me, to bring that home. Just on a personal level, I'd like to say having Ray Moylette on the show for me personally is huge. There's not too many fighters in the West anymore, not too many pros. There's only a couple of us left. Ray is somebody that I've known since I was a little kid, coming up through the ranks and coming up through the years, and all his coaches and friends and family in St. Anne's and Westport. So to have him, even though he's in opposite camp, I think all his fans that are going to come up to watch him are going to be on my side. And once again, thanks to the boys. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I want to reciprocate all the kind words the boys have said about working with me. I'd like to thank Andy, Paddy sitting there, Jonathan. They've all done a fantastic job helping make this promotion happen. Believe me, I want this fight in Belfast. This fight will sell anywhere. It's one of the best Irish title fights which I can foresee in a long time, apart from the recent one that's just happened. This fight could have been, it is and should have been a TV fight, but I'm a man of my word. Pascal's a man of his word. We made a commitment to the boys, and basically Darren said to me himself that this is a fight that he wants in Dublin, no matter what happens. He wants to win the Land's End to win this title. This title means so much to him. He was willing and prepared to fight for free just to get this. Both boys have turned down huge purses for the Dublin people to come and see this spectacular event in the National Stadium. I really, really don't believe, this fight is going to be as easy for Luke as him or his team are anticipating. Darren has trained like an animal since he's been away all year, every day. He's in the best shape of his life. While you can question the brevity of his losses, he's learned a hell of a lot from that. The only thing we know from Luke, his losses are that, he is susceptible to a good punch. So, everything while Darren's not a renowned puncher, his boxing ability is as good as anybody's in this room, and there's some fantastic boxers in this room. It's a fight over 10 rounds, and I believe it will go 10 rounds, and I do believe that Darren will be victorious. I wouldn't have drove all this way down here from Belfast, nor asked Darren to show up like some of the people haven't showed up, just to waste time and make up numbers. We're here to win this belt, and everyone who knows me and my stable of fighters know that I do not take fights that I am not 100% sure that we can win. So, first and foremost, I'd like to all give a big round of applause for both boys for making this fight happen. This really is a TV fight. It's in this stadium. So before I hand the microphone back over, I'd just like to say again once more, thanks to Ray Corner for making this happen.
Unfortunately, Kaz Evans and Paddy McDonough couldn't be here today, but he did say that someone in his place, Conor Slater from Assassin Promotions. I'm just going to hand this out to him. He's going to talk about Paddy McDonough.
Firstly, I'd just like to say, I'm very sorry that Paddy couldn't make it over today. He's currently over in the UK training hard for this incredible fight. But I'd really just like to thank Red Corner for what everybody knows is going to be an absolutely fun thing over the night of boxing. In terms of the fight itself, Steve has asked for the best Paddy McDonough and he'll get it on the 24th of June. You know, this isn't a fight that isn't, there's no grudge here, this is just pure respect. And this is for the boxing purists, you know. Everybody knows what Steve Cox can do, and he's coming up against Paddy McDonough, who's an awkward southpaw, carries a lot of power. But I think on the 24th of June, the best man will win, and hopefully it's going to be Paddy McDonough. I'd just like to wish Steve Combs Jr. and Pascal all the best in the rest of their preparation. But thanks very much again to the Red Corner.
Just hand this back over to Jonathan.
Thanks everyone. One of the things that struck me, obviously, during the week about the two title fights was, you know, I think Conor summed it up. Stevie and Paddy McDonough is a fight for the real boxing fan. You know, it's a fight that, you know, the stadium season ticket holder and the anorak will want to go and see. But what's more important is Darren Cruz and Luke Keeler is a real. It's going to be a real scrap, it's going to be a real fight that the casual fan, that the lad on the street wants to go and see. And when we were doing some of the build up to this fight, what really hit home was, you know, obviously we brought Andy in to help publicise the fights, and it took myself and the lads that when Luke was saying, look, if I don't beat Darren Cruz and I like Darren Cruz, I may give up. And then on the other hand, Darren Cruz is saying, you know, he's coming in peak condition. And I think Mark was spot on, so look who Darren Cruz lost it. He lost to JJ McDonough and Tom Baker, lads who are a lot heavier than him, lads whose stature is maybe twice that of Luke's. So I don't think this fight can be underestimated. When you look at Darren, he's Irish titles as an amateur, Luke doesn't. So, and this isn't me, you know, trying to play devil's advocate. This is just stating facts that this is a much more even fight and a better fight than what people are giving the credit for. Darren's always been away in Syria training 3 months a day. Andy's having he's on a couple of trips overseas. Andy was saying he's on a couple of trips overseas and can tell you himself, oh, he was training over there, so
swam the whole way.
over there and back. So that's going to show you the condition that Darren Cruz can come to this fight. And believe it or not, everyone underestimates the Irish club. By winning this fight, all of a sudden you're ranked in Europe. This is a career-defining fight for both fighters. So not only are they not taking it lightly, I think it's actually going to be the best fight you've seen in an Irish ring for a long time. You know, Eddie Hearn did want this fight. You know, it's not a secret that this fight, if you had big sponsors, if you had, you know, a broadcaster behind, you know, you'd have, you know, half the country watching it. But in the absence of that, why should we call on the boxing public? Why should we call on everyone who's here today and everyone who's keeping shows afloat, not only our own shows, but every other show that runs the country? Why should we expect them to travel 90 miles on the road to Belfast or pay for Sky box office to watch it when they can walk 20 minutes down the road and watch in the stadium? So we're delighted from our point of view that the fight's on in the stadium. I'm sure Luke is, because he's only 15 minutes away from here, so.
Still late.
So again, fashion. You know, Luke's nearly as bad as Johnny Hips at this stage.
He's not that bad, he doesn't get the bus.
So look, this is obviously going to be a cracking fight, and a fight that we can't wait to see. So I'm going to open up to questions if anyone has any questions. Darren, I'm not going first. So if anyone else has any questions to start, probably bring Darren in.
Go ahead, Tommy. See, you're going to ask.
Yeah, just with the title fight, obviously Steve Paddy's going to be a cracker now. Looking at Luke and Darren, I've had the pleasure of being in both the corners and looking at the losses, both of them. Which?
Whose corner are they doing to me?
Oh, jeez, don't get into that now. Looking at the losses, both of them have had losses, but at high levels. So it's unfair to judge a fight on losses. But I think both guys should be commended on the fact that too many fighters look to preserve their row, right? The magic egg, everyone wants to keep that row, but for the guys to take this fight, because let's face it, it's a dangerous fight for both the guys, and just well done guys, and congratulations, and thanks again for giving us this night of boxing.
Actually, sorry Tom, I actually like to answer that question. I think, right, depending, and I spoke to Mark, and I spoke to Darren about this earlier too, depending on the outcome of the fight, Luke and Darren, I believe Luke's going to win. His camp believe he's going to win, that's why we took the fight. But I believe if it's an exciting, close match, maybe the next fight could happen on the Matchroom show in November in Dublin. So although, and I want to let a lot of people know this, when we made this fight originally, it was a bit ago, I said to Allan, he contacted Eddie here and said, listen, hey, come to Ireland, because he always wanted to make Darren Cruz Luke Keeler, because he knew there was a bit needed there, it'd be a very close fight. And then he was like, we don't know we're coming back. We definitely come in November with Katie Taylor, and we don't know we'll come back for the summer. So then Red Corner made the fight. There was no contract signed. We both agreed, shook hands. Then I got a call from Eddie, and so did Mark, and offered huge money, right? But more importantly, a platform of Sky Sports TV, which everybody could see in the Saturday night pubs. But we stayed with this card. Both fighters knew they were getting more money for the matchroom show, but they had made an agreement, a gentleman's agreement, and they stuck with it. And that's why I think a lot of people, and the media too, there's nobody from RT here, is there? There's nobody from TV3, there's nobody from...
They're gone in next door of the politics.
Irish boxing, Eamon Carr, brilliant guy Eamon, writes in the Herald all the time. You know, is there anybody here at the start? Our sponsor, no, here at the start, son. So the media's not helping boxing here.
Kieran Gallagher's here as well.
Kieran, I didn't see you there, sorry Kieran.
Sorry, boxers.
The media needs a job here to have people know about these fights, because you're not going to get to see this fight on TV. For anybody who comes to see it, don't forget the last two fights when Keeler has been here in the stadium. He's fought really good fighters. The level he fought the weekend against Jamie Cox, and the fight could have been going either way. Jamie Cox is a big super middleweight. He ended up being stopped on cuts, but the fight could have gone either way. You know, so Luke's coming off two really big wins. He had a loss. It was a stupid loss to Darren, wasn't it? Stupid loss. He had Darren down. He just lost. He got
excited.
Crowd. He got distracted. He lost the fight. It was a silly loss. And by the way, people who know boxing, the punch he got hit with was on the back of the head. He never recovered from that. So he doesn't have a weak chin. You know, anybody gets hit in the back of the head, I don't care who you are, you're not going to recover from it. So he's coming off a couple of big wins. Darren's been away in a really hard job. You know, he's worked in the military, he's been away in a dangerous, volatile kind of area. So mentally, he's got to be strong to do that. You know, for a game of sport, you've got to be mentally strong. He's had time, you know, obviously, he had time to get through a bit of training. So, and they're both up for it. I'm actually excited about this fight. I'm raising a lot, actually sitting on the ringside watching it. But I'm involved in it. But I do believe.
I'm devastated I'm not from you, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's always any here too, but you know, I'm excited about it. On top of that too, it was my nephew Stevie Jr., you know, fight for his first Irish title, and his dad, believe it or not, his first championship belt he won was the belt that Luke was fighting Darren Cruz for, the Irish middleweight title against Sammy Story. You remember that, Mark, right? You know, and Stevie, both of them went on to fight for world titles. Stevie went on to win too, so, you know, we could see the same thing with Darren and Luke. You can still move on and have bigger fights. So the media need to get this out here. The whole show, Moylette, you know, Allan, Phelan, Craig, a lot of the fights here at the front as well. This is an exciting time, and the media need to get it out there and tell their friends and get the crowds along. Because maybe 2-3 fights down the road, hopefully for Red Corner, then we can start going to bigger venues. You know, I mean, we can jump on the kind of Celtic, the new Celtic Tiger, on the new boom that's kicking off here, that we can get big shows and make everyone to make a few well as well. So that's all. That's my input anyway.
Just a quick one for Jonathan, Andy and Paddy. In regards to promoting boxing in Dublin, right, now, I get to travel a lot, go to boxing, and it's followed massively. The supporters come out in the droves. You're only 2 hours up the road, Belfast, people come out to watch boxing. what's the problem down in Dublin? Why are we so far behind? Why is it all the effort that goes into a boxing show and yet we still see empty seats? What is it? What is the problem? What's the solution to this? What needs to be done? Or what can the people do to get boxing up to where it should be?
Yes, obviously look from a point of view of Belfast, the example I use is West Belfast is very parochial. It's about a quarter the size of Dublin, and everybody knows everybody, and the type of area it is and how it's developed and so on. Because of the nature of it, people are quicker to support their own, and that's not me having cut off clubs, but it's just the nature of people in areas like that where they're always that bit quicker to support their own. You can see that with the likes of Rabei, Moylette, and even Nolan Murphy, for those who remember the last show. Every area outside Dublin, and particularly the close-knit areas, they're always that bit keener to support their own. The other thing as well, Dublin's been dead, or boxing's been dead in Dublin for a long time now. The media, in fairness to the lads, Kieran, Eamon, Irish boxers, Irish.com, all them, without them, even fights are, without them guys, nobody really knows what's happening. The media in Dublin, particularly the establishment media, need to hang their heads in shame, because you have a lot of good fighters here that they're letting rot, they're letting go to the wayside because they're not interested. What's a bigger disgrace is that the sniff of a controversy in RT are in there last week, where yet you have Keeler and Stevie who I've no doubt are going to be world champions in a couple of years' time, and they don't want to know. So I think in some senses, Tommy, I think it's the area, but I also think it's the media in Dublin doing us no favours. Like, I read the Irish news, the Andy knows a lot, and Mark will tell you he's calling us every second week about his boxers. And it's just that the media are more open to covering it. So I think a lot of it goes down to the media in Dublin, to be honest with you.
Tommy, can I answer?
Yeah, of course.
See from Belfast, from where mans are looking down, to say down here, I think personally the problem with professional boxing and not kicking off down here is, for some reason, everyone down here is so keen to make local matches early on, right? Or driven by egos, people to try and sell tickets. Pascal made the first name with this kid Phelan here straight away. Why fight
Eric Donovan.
Donovan now. Why not fight him in 10 fights time for a proper Irish title? Why do these fights now? So what happens is you get two guys, they fight in their third fight, one losses, right? And I know a loss isn't everything. A loss isn't everything when you're up there. Declan Gurley is a classic example, but I'll talk about it in a second. A loss isn't everything, but early on, of course you can say, it's hard enough for a kid to walk up and down the street, selling tickets to anybody saying, I'm going to be the next big thing. He's picked in against a kid from around the corner after 2 or 3 fights. Why not let them develop their careers? And then, like what Steve Collins Jr. is doing now, put them door, they're on 10 fights, they're ready to see if they're good enough for the next fight. Declan and James had an amazing fight in Belfast, right? And this is the way it was 8 fight, easy weight. After the fight, James would go on, he's doing his thing. Declan, James, he handed back his title, his Irish title, for to let someone else fight for that, and he also give up his Celtic title to let somebody else fight for that. It's now Declan and Michael Roberts in a cracking contest. You can't lose, but do it early on. People have no interest because after 2 or 3 fights, the kid lost his heart. I'm not going to do nothing, I've lost 1 fight. Get them 10 fights, see if they're good enough to win a title like an Irish title, then they step on to the next thing. But give the kids patience and let them build time and experience. And then, like you see what's happening. My project that I've been doing up north, it's taken 5 years, and all the boys now are all flying and they're winning titles, they're winning titles. You know yourself, Tommy, I'm bringing people up from down here to fight on the shoes, it's not a problem. I'm not even worried who they fight. I just want them to get a win and get experience, because the big fights will come. They're all out there. Why take them early for a few quid? This is why this fight here between Darren and Luke, in my mind's crazy, and Pascal's fight's crazy. I even try to talk him out of it because I know down the line there's more money there for them. Because at the end of the day, it is a professional sport and these are professional athletes and do need paid. But this fight here that the boys are staging isn't about money, it's about pride in this Irish title. That's my view on it.
Hard to part of the same mindset as we picked up with the ball fight Sean Craig. Hopefully, I don't know where Sean's gone, but it's that like, we have to have a 4 rounds when we can Sean's come back from a bad injury, let him get a couple more fights, let Victor get a couple more fights, and then wait until, like Mark said, it's a bigger money fight when actually means something. Like, yes, I'll be honest with you, like if we really wanted to push this, right, you could get a sanction for a 4 round on the 24th, but that's not doing justice to either fighter because it's Victor's pro debut, Sean's coming off however long you're in the ring, so
6 months.
6 months, so you're taking what has the potential in however long it may be to be a cracking fight and a fight that itself could sell the stadium. So why jeopardise it just for 2 lads with an ego to win and someone to walk away and not know where they go from there?
Do you think with the emergence of MMA where guys regularly take losses that it's making it easier for boxers to take a loss on their career, where going back years it was all about the minute you get beaten in boxing you saw that yesterday's news,
To be honest, I think it's more of a recent thing in boxing and it's something that's kind of grabbed hold more. If you look at Frank Warren in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? He had lads who lost 3 out of the first 5 fights and still went on to challenge for 300 world titles. You see it with Alex Arthur, Ricky Bournes, even Anthony Farnell, and he's still able to progress all of them lads. So I just think it's a recent thing, and I think it's more so everyone just has this fetish of not being beaten. But Decco's the prime example that you can still be beaten and still get the big fights. So, I mean, Luke was beaten by Tom Gore, and there's only bigger things to come from Luke. So I just think it's madness.
I think some fighters who are clever, some fighters aren't very clever, but the clever fighters are the ones who progress. When they lose, they sit back, with their team, and they analyse why they got beat, and then they correct it. And then you go to another level, and then you go to another level, you may get beat again. You analyse it, and then you correct it again, and that's what gets them. When we look at prime example, Mickey Ward and Turo Gatti, the first fight, I think Mickey was coming off 11 losses prior to that fight. And same as Shane Neely when he fought Mickey Ward. I knew Mickey Ward from being out of the States. And I remember my brother Roddy telling his trainer at the time not to take the fight Mickey Ward. He's a great fighter because we knew him from Boston. He still took it and he beat Shane Neely. He had a lot of losses, but they were close losses. But he learned from them all, and then he went on to win the WWE World title. George Groves, was it 5th, 10th, 4th, 10th? 4th, 10th in the world title. A lot of guys would probably packed in after 2. And he kept going, and he got better, and he improved, and he fixed, any of the problems on the way. So as far as undefeated record, I think there's a lot of pressure on Floyd Mayweather because he has this 49-0, and the next fight will beat Rocky Marcian's record.
Oh, Conor McGregor.
So it's more of a pressure than anything, but there's very few more champions around now that actually are undefeated.
So your brother Steve, he lost to Sandro Calambe, that's the
I didn't lose to Sandro Calambe.
And then he came back.
4 to 10, absolutely. He became 2-time world champion. I don't even know why we're talking about records here.
I'm just saying.
Just to add to what Mark is saying about the media, the smaller media groups here in Ireland have a lot to say about matching guys that are very early part of their career. They jump on board and say he should fight him, the Irish guy should fight. We have a smaller country, we have a smaller group of fighters, and although the smaller media groups here think it's great to say that he's going to fight him, and let's say they try and push that fight, they're probably going to have 3 or 4 fights each, because of a bit of bad blood, a little bit of rivalry, and it's killing it for us because these guys need to spar each other. We're small city, so all of a sudden, when you create bad blood between, say, myself and Sean that might fight 2 fights down the road, they're not going to spar each other. So you've got to go sparring somewhere else, you've got to go outside of Dublin, you've got to bring sparring in. Whereas all these Irish fighters on their way up should be all helping each other, should be sparring each other. Never fight each other before they have at least 10 fights each, before it's worth a few bob decent. But they should be all working together, sparring each other. Steve Irwin's over sparring Terry Finnegan. He lost controversy to Terry Finnegan, and that fight could be made again for world title, but they're still sparring each other. There's no rivalry there. And I think that's the only bad thing that happens. When you start putting guys up against each other on social media and creating this kind of bad atmosphere. Declan Geraghty, a week after he fought John O'Carroll, the prize fighter, Roddy, came to my gym to start staying home for the Terry Finnegan fight. I mean, that's what we need. We need everyone to help. We need coaches to work together. We need managers to work together, because I want to see loads of great Irish fighters move on and become world champions. I don't care about training or management. It was help if I did, but if I don't care. I want to see them all move on. I want to come to my gym and spar. I want to go to their gym and spar. All work together. You know, no matter what happens between Luke and Darren, you know, maybe down the road they'll spark, but they'll help Jeremy to keep moving forward. That's what I want to see in Irish boxing. And we need the media to help get behind us in a positive way, not a negative way where they're matching each other against each other at this moment, until they get to the stage where they're an Andy Lee, Billy Joe Saunders, you know, where there's big money involved, and it's worth it. So
everybody's quick to call out, you know, and a lot of them remember the fate is offered to them then, and it's accepted. But I always tell my fighters, you can't fake everyone who calls you out. If you did maybe 100 no, at that stage, what you do is you fake the ones with the most money. So if anyone calls any of my fighters out, and they know that the fight's not accepted because there's not enough of that door for the boys, and that's the way it is. You have to be a good manager or protector, a boxer as well as good wrestler.
How much going to break into the media as well? You want to know what the boxing shows and by the mother? The only place we know is boxing.com. I mean, any paper that came up, there was nothing. Any boxing fight, any way.
Eamon Carr every Saturday. Almost every Saturday night, Eamon Carr does a piece on Irish boxing.
Yeah, we'll have the star.
Oh no. I think Jerry Collin was a great to start, but Jerry's going to send him retired now. Kevin Bourne does a bit for the boxing as well, but no, you're right. Irish boxing has kept it going.
There's no coverage of it. No, any paper take it off.
Yeah, you've got a slither in the football here, then you might get a bit of exposure. Or rugby ball, sorry Stevie. Like if Stevie played at the top level rugby, he got great. He got great publicity.
Any more questions about the main event? Darren?
Okay, we think if this fight goes either way, if Luke wins, you get spark clean out. And he's wanting to do it again, he's going to do it again, or he's going to be this business. Oh, you know, I'm not fighting enough, I'm going to move on to this and I'm going to do that. And he's going to fight again.
See, whenever he beats Luke, that fight's on any day of the week. The return, double the money.
Well, he was saying he never had one of them fighters who was coming. That fight won't be coming about someone. Probably got the Valley Farm.
If Luke sparks me out, or I spark Luke out, why would I want to fight Luke again if I spark him out? Why would he want to fight me again?
He just said I'm good.
If this is a genuine 50-50 good scrap, the fans want to see it again, and yes, of course.
Well, I was just watching that Jamie Cox fight the other weekend, yeah. Luke, you see was sparring him away. Jamie Cox had to use his head to get him to his tail. And he went all the way over. So if you look at that fight again, you might learn something.
We were all talking my fight against JJ McDonough.
Yeah.
Pushed him, lost by a point. It's middleweight. JJ McDonough in his next fight, he went back to England, he fought Jake Paul with Eddie Hearn's beat and up to cover prospects at light heavyweight. What did he do?
Put him away in around.
But again, like, you know, that's what I'm saying. People want to see this, so you're going to come here, or you're going to go to Belfast, you're going to make this happen. If we asked Barry McGuigan, it's just going to be a good fight between Scott Quick and Carl Conn. Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm born this free ever, I'm sitting there down. You know, everyone wants to see a good, absolute real, you know what I mean?
But why talk about what happened after? Let's just talk about this one.
I don't think that's what's going to happen. I don't think they're going to be beaten. That's just my opinion.
Your opinion, and I find your opinion.
Well, everybody has their opinions, but the best Darren Crowe shows, the best Keeler shows, it is a 50-50 fight. Well, the fans have seen Luke fighting loads of times. I've seen him fighting in the stadium against the second person sitting back there somewhere, right? And he come on leap and bounce, right? And I tell you outside, I don't think he's beaten.
You have a cracking boxing match in the hands now. You have a cracking boxing match in the hands. I think everyone's expecting a terrible. I think Luke Keeler and Darren Crowe is going to be a very good boxing match. You're going to see some real good smart boxing from both fighters.
We have a good game plan. I'm sure they have a game plan. You know, whoever's game plan.
Like you were saying there, they're going to hospital turn. They need a hospital turn, yeah. The stadium was going to be hospital, and they were going to shoot for Luke.
That's happy days.
That's a question for Tommy. Tommy, you've been in my corner against JJ, you've been in my corner against Tom Baker.
Yes.
Two big, strong guys.
Yeah.
Did I roll in any rounds?
Tom Baker came round, close fight, and I felt if you had pushed it, I felt you could have taken that fight. And then Tom goes on and wins his the British light heavyweight title with a knockout. JJ McDonough came out and performed. And Mark, you correct me if I'm wrong. We were with JJ that morning. JJ, I think, was actually drinking them on the way in. So that'll show you the preparation that went in and what he done to Jake Ball. 2 points. Not about it. The fact is, I think he got a crack of fight there. Both guys, I wouldn't underestimate anyone in this fight.
You're talking about Jason McDonough, but I think Luke Lee's someone who knocked him out cold, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, no. What I'm just saying is, both guys are probably very underestimated in the boxing world, and I think the winner of this fight.
You can say he's going to do something. I actually think if both fighters turn up on the night for a great performance, that's what I'm looking for. A really good performance. Luke's best against Luke's best in my eyes wins, and they believe each other. So. You know, it doesn't matter who we here or how we beat them, but I think actually Luke's best will be Darren's best on the night.
It should be a cracking fight. Looking forward to it. It should be a cracking fight.
Couldn't have a better in the fight, but if Dunlop thinks Darren will win, I'm sure one of the lads here will take the bet. And we bet the horse. What you think, Mark?
Yeah,
you're so confident, so successful to get a punch. You're so confident.
We should know better. We should know better. They don't gamble.
That's an easy way.
Sorry, I'd like to say, as his manager, I would provoke any bets because I think it just puts outside pressure on for us. I'm sure Mark would say, Luke is confident win, and so is. Let's just make that happen. Let's forget about betting and gambling, money, all that kind of stuff. Okay?
And this is the reason why we didn't let Eddie Hearn have this fight. We wanted to bring it to Dublin because we know what it's going to be. It's going to be great night of Irish boxing. You're probably not going to see a night of Irish boxing like it for a long time, and we haven't seen it since the Bernard Dunn days. So it's 2 Irish title fights, 50-50 fights. It's going to be amazing night of boxing. Both camps are confident they're going to win. Let's see on the 24th of June.
I'm confident on the lot. That's not going to happen.